Presbyterian pastor Bakhtsan Kashkumbayev has been charged with 3 religious crimes by the government of Kazakhstan. The pastor, age 67, is awaiting trial on charges of harming the health of others, inciting hatred, and leading an organization that harms others. Conviction on all 3 counts would carry a combined sentence of 21 years in prison. The charges were brought by the family of Leazat Elmanova, who claims she has become schizophrenic and suicidal due to her involvement with the Presbyterian Church. Almanova, who has been represented in court by her sister Goldana, has repeatedly and vociferously denied that she has suffered any harm. Kashkumbayev also denies any wrongdoing. The evidence against Kashkumbayev also includes possession of 2 banned books and the use of a mildly hallucinogenic tea in place of communion wine during services, according to Kazakh police investigators. The court in the Kazakh capital of Astana has engaged in several legally questionable practices in this case, including depriving the accused of counsel and allowing the case to be heard by a judge who is legally obligated to recuse herself. Kashkumbayev's attorney, Nurlan Basekiev, has repeatedly petitioned the court to release his client, claiming that the pastor is being held in torturous conditions and requires medical attention. The court dismissed the petitions, saying Kashkumbayev is neither being tortured nor denied medical care. He will not die, a prison official told reporters covering the case. Kashkumbayev is not the only missionary to face the consequences of Kazakhstan's religious laws. Since 2005, following the adoption of anti-extremist laws, the Kazakh government has deported Protestant missionaries from around the world for preaching without state sanction. Action in Kashkumbayev's case is scheduled to resume sometime this month. Rabbi Angela Warnick Buckdahl, currently senior cantor at Central Synagogue in Midtown Manhattan, New York City, has been elected by the congregation to take over from retiring senior rabbi Peter Rubenstein. Born in Seoul, South Korea, the 41-year-old Buckdahl is the daughter of a Korean Buddhist mother and an American Jewish father. She grew up in Tacoma, Washington, and earned her degree in religious studies from Yale in 1994. Ordained in 2001, Buckdahl is the first Asian American to be either a cantor or a rabbi, and the first woman to ever be both. A recurring entry on Newsweek's annual list of America's 50 most influential rabbis, Buckdahl has faced many challenges due to her ethnic heritage and questions about her authenticity as a Jew. Undeterred, she set her future after a trip to Israel at the age of 16, saying, "I basically never wavered from that moment." Buckdahl's appointment comes at a time of trial for American Judaism. A Pew survey recently revealed that the number of American adults identifying as Jewish today is down 50% from the 1950s, and less than a third of those remaining reported belonging to any congregation. Central Synagogue has been an outlier to that trend. One Rabbi Rubenstein knows his successor will carry on. The outgoing Rubenstein admires Buckdahl's progressive ideas, acknowledging that faith must evolve if it is to survive. He calls Rabbi Buckdahl his absolute equal, adding that he feels like a parent watching my kids grow up. The new rabbi's appointment will become official this summer on July 1st. When a small Texas institution called Amarillo College decided to allow a professor to offer an elective course he called Evolution versus Intelligent Design last August, they got a little more than they bargained for from a vocal atheism club called Free Thought Oasis, led by a part-time employee of the college's Science Enrichment Department named Jeremy Farron. The course, which was billed as an examination of the pros and cons of neo-Darwinism and promised interested students there would be no science background required, was listed under the heading of philosophy. It was billed as an adult learning class, but the textbook selected Explore Evolution, the Arguments for and Against Neo-Darwinism was designed for children. Underwritten by the Discovery Institute, a reviewer for Ars Technica called the book an atrociously bad book. Members of the Free Thought group signed up for the class, and Farron personally approached the instructor, Stanley Wilson, challenging his credentials to even offer the class. Wilson, who apparently felt threatened by the confrontation, called police, who found no evidence that Farron had done anything wrong. The president of the college, Paul Matney, announced the cancellation of the class in mid-August, saying it was nothing against anyone or their beliefs. This might not be a good learning experience, so let's see if we can go in a different direction.